Hey friend, so what happens when somebody starts acting like a jerk? What do we do when we encounter somebody who's lashing out or being mean or doing things that are hurtful? This is something that all of us sometimes encounter on a daily basis. So how do we find our common humanity again? How can we deal with these difficult moments or interactions and have as much grace and compassion as we can? So I'll give you my one trick that I use. So whenever somebody is acting mean or acting hurtful in some way, I work really hard, and it does take practice, but I work really hard to picture them as a small child. I know this might sound silly at first, but when we think about small children and how they behave sometimes, they are often acting from a place of, fear or confusion or, being hurt themselves in some way, and they don't really know how to regulate their emotional response. So if we can see others, see other adults, see that child within them. And again, we all have that inner child that's wounded. But this is more of like a very, literally visualizing them as a small child. That really seems to help me soften into more of a place of ease and understanding and compassion. Because for most of us, we're not going to treat a small child the same way as we would an adult. If a small child is throwing a fit or saying mean things, we're not going to, give them the finger and tell them to, screw off. We're going to soften our voice and ask them what's wrong and try to come to a place of understanding, coming to their, not necessarily stooping to their level, but when you think about how we talk to a child, usually we'll get down on eye level with them and say, let's talk about this. Why are you feeling this way? And this, of course, is not something that you have to do with this person necessarily who's being mean, but if you can mentally come into that place of, okay, I see this person is hurting. I'm visualizing them as a small child who is just acting out or being fearful. Then we can come into more of a place of compassion and not be so reactive or hurt by their behavior. So that's really my one trick to finding our common humanity, seeing that wounded little child in everybody, and learning to take that step back, getting a little bit of that separation, not taking it as personally, but also tapping into that place of compassion of how we would speak to a small child and how we would react if a small child was throwing a fit or acting mean in some way. So I want to give this a try. I would love to hear your experiences on, most of us have a difficult person in our life. Maybe it's a coworker or a friend or even a spouse or roommate. So try to really visualize them as a small child this week when they are acting out. And let me know what your experiences are in the comments. I'd be very curious to hear how this goes for you. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, take care. See you later. Bye.